Would you believe it? 94 million years ago, a single creature baffled the world. Biologists claim it defied the absolute limits. Physicists say it broke the laws of gravity. Since its discovery, it has repeatedly rewritten paleontological history, forcing scientists to ask, just how massive can life get? What is the absolute limit on land? Meet the Cretaceous the Argentinosaurus. What mind-bending secrets does this giant hold? How did it repeatedly shatter everything we knew about biology? Our story begins in 1987. An Argentine rancher in the Patagonia region was working his land when he unearthed an impossibly massive bone. At first, he thought it was a rock, but its texture and structure clearly belonged to a living creature. Word reached renowned Argentine paleontologist Jose Bonaparte and his team. Arriving at the site, the team was stunned. This was no ordinary fossil. It was a single vertebra, 1.6 meters tall. Just this one bone was nearly the size of a grown man. Excavations continued. For many years, they unearthed neck and back vertebrae, femurs, ribs, and other vital parts. The sheer scale of every piece shattered our understanding. After years of grueling research, it wasn't until 1993 that this behemoth was officially named Argentinosaurus, a massive sauropod dinosaur and a true titanosaur. Later, in 1999, biologists in another region of Argentina struck gold again, unearthing more of this giant. These new remains were even larger than the first. A single leg bone fragment measured roughly 1.7 meters. It was then that scientists truly realized that Earth's history once hosted giants far beyond our wildest imagination. Every previous theory about the size limits of sauropods was completely crushed. So, just how huge was it? Scientists combined data from multiple sites by scaling the fossils. Scientists calculated its true size and weight. The scientific consensus is absolutely staggering. A length of 35 to 48 meters. That's 3 city buses lined up and standing at least 12 meters tall. Some individuals reaching up to 17 meters. To put that in perspective, if it stood tall, it could easily peer into a 6-story window. Its weight? Mainstream estimates range from 70 to 110 tons. Even the most conservative guess tops 60 tons. It's hard to grasp that kind of mass. So let's compare. Today's largest land animal, the African elephant, weighs about 5 to 7 tons. Argentinosaurus was more than 10 times heavier. Even the apex predator, the mighty T-Rex, standing next to this titan, would look like a puppy beside a bull. The size disparity is absolute insanity. But here's the chilling part. The fossils we've unearthed show that these specific giants, the bones still have growth lines, meaning it could get even bigger. This sheer scale single-handedly rewrote the limits of terrestrial life and plunged science into a massive paradox. How could a body this heavy, supported by just 4 legs of flesh and bone, stand upright without snapping? Does this even obey biomechanics? This is the first great mystery of the Argentino, the biomechanical paradox of extreme mass. According to modern animal models, 80 tons pressing down on 4 limbs creates pressure muscle tension and shear forces on the joints that theoretically destroyed the absolute limits of vertebrate bone and soft tissue. Logically, the moment an Argentinosaurus stood up, its legs should have instantly shattered. It shouldn't be able to walk, turn, or even breathe. But the fossil record doesn't lie. It didn't just survive, it dominated mid-Cretaceous South America for millions of years, becoming the most successful mega-herbivore of its era. Scientists ran biomechanical simulations on supercomputers, crunching data for an entire week to finally unlock its secret. First, its skeletal architecture. Fossil scans revealed that its massive limb bones weren't just solid rock. They were a matrix of high-density cortical bone wrapped around a sponge-like porous core. This evolutionary design guaranteed ultimate strength while slashing weight, a blueprint eerily similar to modern aerospace engineering. Next, its stance. Unlike mammals with bent joints, it stood on perfectly upright, pillar-like legs, driving its massive weight straight down into the earth. This eliminated lateral stress on the joints. Every step was supporting like 4 colossal pillars. Skyscraper. Then there were its massive feet, over half a meter thick, acting as natural shock absorbers. They dispersed thousands of pounds of pressure across the ground, keeping it from sinking into the mud or crushing its bones. Crucially, its gait. Simulations show this titan moved at a glacial pace, just 7 to 10 kilometers per hour, barely faster than a human stroll. Every step was deliberate and steady, generating almost zero impact stress. This evolutionary shattered the old scientific belief that massive bodies were destined to collapse under their own weight, forcing us to rewrite the biomechanical rules of giant sauropods. But beyond its limbs, this titan harbored even more mind-bending anatomical secrets, each one feeling like alien engineering. Remember that fossil where just a single vertebra stood 1.6 meters. Its internal structure is even wilder. High-resolution scans revealed heavily expanded vertebrae and towering neural spines, engineered to bear impossible loads, supporting a torso and neck over 30 meters long, while simultaneously shedding its own weight. Scientists also found its spine was heavily hollowed out, riddled with air sacs, much like modern birds, a marvel of skeletal pneumatization. It drastically cut weight while reinforcing the bone, and its breathing. A one-way airflow system. Inhaling pushes air into the rear sacs. Exhaling forces it out, ensuring a constant, unstoppable flow of fresh oxygen. Never before in the history of sauropod fossils had we witnessed such an extreme level of evolutionary perfection. Then there is its impossibly long neck, stretching over 10 meters long. Logically speaking, a neck this massive should snap under its own weight or suffer catastrophic blood loss to the brain. But it evolved a solution: hyperstrong ligaments and layered musculature, acting as organic steel cables. And to power this titan, an immensely hypertrophied heart. Scientists estimate that for a titan exceeding 35 meters, its heart had to weigh at least 400 kilograms, an engine so massive it generated blood pressure dwarfing any known land capable animal, of pumping blood over a dozen meters straight, a biological masterpiece of vascular engineering. Then there is its digestive system and metabolic even engine. More bizarre. At an estimated 80, it had to consume tons of vegetation. Yet fossils reveal no advanced chewing organs, just simple, spoon-shaped teeth meant to strip leaves, swallowing the food entirely whole, relying completely on a massive gastric miles of intestines, and an army of gut microbes, swallowed and conifers, tough vegetation, were slowly fermented in an ultra-efficient bioreactor. But the mind-bending revelation is its metabolism. Not warm-blooded with high energy costs, nor cold-blooded and sluggish. It utilized Madarmi, a middle ground metabolism, maintaining steady activity without the need to eat frantically like a mammal. The perfect metabolic engine for a titan. Every single one of these biological systems shattered traditional scientific beliefs, forcing the world to admit the Argentinosaurus was Earth's most extreme and successful experiment in gigantism. And then there is its defense mechanism. A creature this massive shouldn't have predators, but sharing its domain was an apex predator, the Maposaurus, a 12-meter-long carnivore, the absolute tyrant of South America, facing packs of the Argentinosaurus. No armor, no spikes, seemingly defenseless. But its defense strategy defies imagination. Its weapon is its sheer size. The herd is its shield. Its raw power crushes all. A single strike from an adult's tail can shatter a Maposaurus's bones. Its massive torso and thick skin repel lethal predator bites. More importantly, fossilized bone records show that many individuals survived devastating attacks. This proves that passive defense, paired with brutal force, was highly effective. This overturns the old belief that giant herbivores relied solely on armor or horns. Extreme size itself is the ultimate defense. But this advantage only applied to healthy adults. The young and the aging rarely survived predator attacks. Finally, we return to the ultimate question. How did such a giant with virtually no natural enemies actually go extinct? Most would guess the asteroid impact. But the truth is different. The Argentinosaurus lived roughly 97 to 94 million years ago in the the infamous asteroid impact occurred 66 million years ago, meaning long before the asteroid arrived, the Argentinosaurus had already vanished. Its extinction was driven by climate, environment, and ecology, causing a gradual collapse. Geological evidence shows that mid-Cretaceous global temperatures, South America's lush forests were gradually replaced by arid plains and deserts. The towering ferns and conifers it relied on disappeared on a massive scale. Its food supply plummeted. Another crucial factor was plant evolution. The rapid rise of flowering plants replaced the dominant gene, and the Argentinosaurus's digestion was adapted for ancient gymnos. It couldn't efficiently digest the new flowering plants. Malnutrition set in. Growth and reproduction took a massive hit. As the environment shifted, smaller, agile dinosaurs gained the upper hand. For these giant sauropods, their reproductive flaws became fatal. In 1999, scientists in Argentina uncovered a massive nesting ground littered with Argentinosaurus eggs. One egg even contained a perfectly preserved embryo. CT scans, combined with adult size estimates, revealed a grueling, decades-long growth cycle. Hatchlings weighed a mere 5 kilograms, while bone rings show they grew rapidly. Their ultimate size was simply too massive. Going from 5 kilos to dozens of tons took at least 25 to 30 years, and their survival rate was staggeringly low. Near these nests, scientists found the remains of predators like the Argentinosaurus inside their fossilized stomachs were the bones of baby Argentinosaurus. the Argentinosaurus population was in free fall. To make matters worse, predators like Mapasaurus and Archosaurus were evolving. They perfected packaging strategies, targeting the young and subadults. Attacks grew more frequent, crippling the herd's ability to survive. Ultimately, under mounting pressures, the largest land animal in Earth's history quietly faded into extinction during the leaving behind only massive fossils, waiting millions of years to be unearthed by mankind. Looking back at the its discovery shattered the limits of biomechanics. It revealed the miracles of extreme evil and the tragedy of its eventual demise. More than just the largest land animal in history, it is a living testament to evil. It teaches us that life's adaptability knows no bounds. Evolution's creativity has no limits. Structures we deem impossible, sizes that defy reason, survival strategies that seem absurd, can all become reality, given millions of years of natural selection. With its colossal frame, the Argentinosaurus proved that life can break the boundaries of physics. Its intricate anatomy showcased the absolute mastery of evil. Yet, its extinction reminds us of nature's cruel unpredictability. It was once the king of this planet. Through silent bones, it whispers the awe and mystery of prehistoric Earth. It teaches us one final lesson. No matter how mighty the creature, in the face of radical planetary shifts, all life is infinitely small and profoundly fragile.